Hello, I'm Justin, the founder of Shock Therapy. Shock Therapy has been around for 5 years, but we have personally been tuning suspension on off-road cars and race vehicles for over 25 years. We tune between 10 and 15 cars per day, every single day of the week. Our concentration is tuning shock systems and supplying components that improve the ride quality of your car in many ways. Not only do we work on the average UTV, but we also tune suspension for race teams and professional drivers. We currently tune for over 87 race teams in Best in Desert and Score. Our clients and race teams rely on our suspension components to allow them to win races and keep them safe. Suspension is a moving target. We are always trying to hit that target with every customer that we work with. Each customer's needs can be different, and we tune our kits accordingly. Our research and development never stops. We improve our components every single day. As the industry evolves and improves, so do our parts and kits. As of right now, we have over 100 products for UTVs. So when you bring your car to us, you have the satisfaction of knowing that you have the most experience, the highest quality products, and the fact that your car is being tuned specifically to you.
Let's do this. Get ready for the Dirt Life Show.
Yeah, we're ready. We are so ready. We're corona-free and we're ready. So welcome everybody to episode 31 of the Dirt Life Show. We're pumped to be with you guys tonight. Thank you very much for joining us as always. You're more than welcome to join us on Facebook or YouTube. We're trying to push YouTube a little bit more. You can always check us out there. And obviously on social media, you can check us out anytime you want at The Dirt Life Show. And if you search for The Dirt Life Show on YouTube, you can find us there. The Dirt Life Show on Facebook, you can also find us there. We're trying to share with as many people as possible so we can blow this thing up, man. You guys have been doing some very, very good sharing and joining our social media and talking about stuff, and we love it, man. It's just awesome. So thank you very much. So welcome. I'm Georgie Hamill, and like I said, this is episode 31. We got our featured guest tonight. His name is James Jaramillo. He is one of my buddies from the races, and in studio tonight we have with us my buddy Casey Peck. How's it going, Case?
What's up, man? Good, going good. Got a watch party going?
Sweet. I know I couldn't. I had to hurry up and figure that bad boy out too. So yeah, if you're on Facebook and you want to share this video with people and have them join in and comment, you can start your own watch party too. So below the live video that pops up, there should be a button right above where share is saying start live watch party. So Devin Smith, what's up, man? You say, yo, brah. We're good with all our sponsors too, man. We are really, really good with them. We are so pumped to have them with us. So thank you very, very much to the guys over at Shock Therapy. They're always helping out, Justin and his crew. They've actually got some pretty cool content coming up too. So we can't wait to see what they come up with. Chase over there does some really, really awesome video stuff, and Tube Sock Steve, check him out on Instagram. He's a funny dude, and he's doing some really, really funny acting stuff with some cool skits over there. So thank you very much to the Shock Therapy guys. You can always use the code DIRTLIFE to save a whole bunch of money. So enter that code when you check out at their website, or call them and tell them the Dirt Life referred you and get a big old fat discount on ride improvement system and get your car all handling good, man. Thank you very much to the guys at Zollinger Racing Products. We still haven't kind of been skipping around on this, but they make
just pretty sweet looking.
It's badass. But for those of you guys that are listening on audio, I'm holding up a side cover for an engine case or transmission. It looks like it's got an output shaft housing right there, and this is a piece of solid aluminum that was, it looks like 75 maybe, aluminum that was actually 5-accessed and just cut out. The quality and the craftsmanship of this thing is just insane. And this thing was used for a whole year, And I mean, it looks like it's brand new. Like they sent it dirty, like they took it off the car so that we could check it out. It's so cool, man. So that just goes to show, like, even if you buy their radius rods or any other components, tie rods, sway bar links, things like that, that just the amount of quality that they put in, and they're all made in the USA too. So use the code DIRTLIFE over at Zollinger Racing Products and save yourself a whole bunch of money on some really, really cool stuff. If you like shiny aluminum stuff, then they're your guys.
They're not messing around.
Yeah, exactly. You can use the code DIRTLIFE at Solderweld too, and get yourself one of those off-road repair kits. Those guys have some really cool stuff, and we're always glad to support Lance and everybody. We met Brad Callahan at the whenever I say his name, I always think of, remember Tommy Callahan? Callahan Auto.
Of course.
So, Brad, if you're listening, we're making fun, dude. But you can laugh with us, I'm sure. So, so I got to meet him, and he had his Solderweld car all decked out at the works races. That was pretty badass. So thank you very much to the Solderweld guys. And, just coming on board and kind of helping out and wanting to give back to all of our listeners is Rugged Radios. Those guys make just amazing products, and they're going to be giving away some stuff here. So once we get it in our hands, we'll start a giveaway, and we'll do it on social media, and you guys can follow that and win some really, really cool stuff from Rugged Radios. So thank you guys very, very much. If you want to go to the Rugged Radios website now, just use the code DIRTLIFE and save a whole bunch of money and buy yourself a kit, radios. Man, you get some walkie-talkies for this, all the stuff that's been going on in society right now. You can communicate just in case the cell phone towers go down or something.
Those guys know what they're doing, don't they?
They really do.
I heard that they got kicked out of. They failed. They flunked kindergarten.
Who?
Rugged Radios.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they don't mess around.
Yeah. There you go.
They don't.
That's a good one, actually. The guys at Rugged Radios are awesome. We love those guys, and plus they love tacos, so that makes them even more special.
Yep.
So thank you very much to those guys. Let's get into a couple of the subjects that we wanted to talk about. Well, actually, first, so we got James Jaramillo coming up. Shelby Anderson's going to call in just a little bit, and Jessy Nelson's going to be the first one to call in. But Jesse's going to talk about the works racing stuff with us that we went and did this past weekend, kind of give his point of view on it. Man, he drove awesome at the works races. Shelby Anderson is a fantastic person in general. She's just an amazing young woman, and she's going to call in and talk a little bit, give us a little bit of info on James. She's good friends with James, so it'll be cool to talk to her and get a second person's perspective of a awesome, positive dude. So let's get into the first topic that the only topic that I wanted to talk about today. And, with just everything that's been going on with society, it doesn't seem like this, what is the technical term, COVID-19? I hate that because 19 is my number.
I was thinking that.
Really, like they could have did like COVID-18.
Right.
But it's just bananas, all this stuff that's going on, dude. Like, you still go to work every day, right?
Yep, we're working. We still have everybody out in the field as well.
And it's
crazy.
You're doing project management for an electrical company, so that you have to manage all these people that are doing work on job sites.
Right.
Yeah. Man, I don't even know how I would do that. Are they people trying to get out of going to work?
No, not so much actually. I think here and there you get one of those, hey, somebody I know's daughter that I saw the other day had a fever 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like, we do get a couple of those now and then, but I think for the most part people are
taking
it serious and,
I think if I had a labor job like that, I would be trying to hold on to it as much as possible, because I've been hearing stories about people just getting clipped all over the place.
Yeah, I think the economy's been so good and everybody's been so busy for quite a while now that it's a pretty big shakeup. So I think people are starting to realize, let's do the best we can.
Yeah. Well, and along with that too, I want to make it a point that we tell everybody to take care of each other. Be nice to people. Make sure that you're taking care of your family. You're obviously looking out for older people. Just be a nice person. Like, that's the main thing you got to do, and be clean.
Yep, and don't hoard everything.
Yeah.
If you've got some extra, help your brother out. Your brother or your sister who needs a little help.
You know who's doing that? Our friends at Warfighter Made. So they're in Temecula, California, Southern California, and they're out there helping, giving back to the community and doing as much as they can. So I think that's fantastic that all these companies are getting on board and doing these kinds of things. I saw a bunch of stuff on social media where people were helping out. But a couple things, like I wanted to, I don't know what you want to call it, rant a little bit, because I started getting a little concerned after I went on an off-road ride this weekend on Saturday. And we went to a place called Reddington Pass, and that's out here in Tucson, Arizona. And whenever we go there, it's usually dead, right? You go up a dirt road and you're by yourself. You maybe see, like, usually you give other people, like other UTVs that are in your crew, like a 5-minute gap so that you don't get dusted, right? And you don't see anybody until you get to the trailhead.
Right.
So you're going down this long road, and then half an hour later you see your buddies, and you all hang out, have a beer, have a sandwich, whatever. Well, this time on Saturday when we went up there, not even exaggerating, at the pull-off, like to park trailers and stuff and at the gas station and around there, by the time we got up to maybe the third or fourth pull-off, there was probably between 500 and 800 people that we saw going out there. And in my mind, I was thinking, like, first of all, what the hell? Like, this is insane. Like, everybody is clearly not practicing this social distancing, and they're not being safe and stuff. But that's my mind going like too far, right? Like I should give these people a little bit of credit.
Right.
Like maybe they're just trying to get away a little bit and have a, release and not worry about some of these bad things that are happening.
Right, because you do have some stuff out there. You've got the whatever those falls are. And
hiking trails.
And so maybe that's what's going on. But
exactly. So let's give them a little bit of credit. But then I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, maybe these people aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. So I don't really think about it too much for the rest of the day. Like there was a little bit of crazy stuff that happened, but we're coming back, and on our way back, you can see that 70% of these people have partied all day because they're all hanging out.
Oh, no.
There's people that are half naked. There's people that are jumping up and down, walking in the middle of the dirt road. Like, so all these people are just getting loose all day, right? So then I think, okay, George, you were probably at least 80% right. Like, so these people just got a free pass to get out of work, and they took advantage of it, and they're not practicing being safe, and they're not that Arizona is like contaminated like crazy, right?
Right.
But still, like in my head, I'm thinking like I'm guilty because I'm going out there and doing it too. But
you didn't call in sick though.
Well, I didn't call in sick, and I'm also not getting super crazy like all these people and literally partying with each other like 2 inches from everybody, right? Like we're just going on an off-road ride. So there's a little bit of guilt on my part, and there's a little bit of like understanding, right? And so I'm thinking to myself, like, this is going to get way worse. Like there's no stopping these people's mentality. Like without trying to sound like I'm going crazy, I do feel for everybody out there that doesn't know what's happening, because I saw what people are actually going to act like for the rest of this, little stint that we're working on or whatever it is.
Right.
So I'm sure you see it a little bit every day. I mean, like you said that you took the girls to the grocery store and people were going wacko, huh?
Yeah, it was pretty insane. It's weird too. It's kind of going in waves. Like it's coming on pretty hard, and then it kind of dissipates a little bit, and then Courtney went to the store today or tried to, and it was like worse than it had been since the beginning.
Yeah.
So it's weird. It's going in these waves, I guess.
Well, so, and, obviously all the social media and all the news and stuff makes it worse. But I don't know, man. Like, that's the only thing that I could come up with is just try to tell people to be clean and take care of themselves, because I have absolutely no idea how I would ever deal with a situation. Like, if I was president of the United States, I would be totally failing right now.
Right. I mean, I don't want to go off too far, but I think whenever we're in, cold season, flu season, people with, older people or people with compromised immune systems, we have to be careful for their sake. So I don't really see it any different. I mean, okay, yeah, it could get crazy and whatever. I'm not trying to downplay it. I mean, we need to be smart, but it's crazy that you have to say that. Like, hey, why aren't you washing your hands?
Yeah, like why didn't it just happen in society before?
Like when you're a little kid, right? Your mom was beating you up about washing your hands. It's like, how do you forget that stuff? Just wash your hands.
Yeah, exactly.
And be smart. Give people their distance, even if there's nothing to worry about. Other people are worried about it, so give them their distance.
Yeah, like even if you don't agree with what's going on, maybe agree to disagree with those other people.
Right.
It looks like we got Jessy calling in. So,
Sweet.
All right, man. Well, please take care of yourselves and be safe.
Wash your hands.
Yeah, definitely wash your hands. All right, we got Jessy Nelson on the line. What's up, Jess? Hang on one sec, bud. Gotta get you on the audio system here. Jessy Nelson on the line. What's up, bud?
Sweet. What's up?
Not a whole lot, guys. Just popped open a frosty Corona beer.
Perfect. making sure that you keep it real.
Anyone want to? Oh yeah. Anybody want to quarantine and chill?
Quarantine and chill.
Dude, that's so rad. Yeah, I'll be right over, dude. Except for California has everybody on lockdown, don't they?
Yeah.
Are we on lockdown, Emily? Yeah, we're pretty much on lockdown. I don't really want to go anywhere anyways at the moment, so I'm not too worried about it.
Are things pretty gnarly out there? Like, is people going crazy?
You know, it was kind of wild at first. With people like trying to get toilet paper. I think they thought that the coronavirus gave them like severe diarrhea or something. I don't know.
I don't get
Everybody
that
was
either.
panicking over toilet paper. Yeah, toilet paper was like the biggest thing. I'm like, I don't know. I probably would have, if I was thinking more long term, I probably just wouldn't have bought a bidet or something.
Just use the garden hose.
Yeah, just out there, just garden hose, hop in the shower, man. I don't know. Get a microfiber and wash that thing.
I know. I'm with you. I'm in the same boat. I'm like, okay, so if you're sick, you're probably not eating, which means you probably don't have to go to the bathroom. What's going on with all this toilet paper?
So to go along with I don't know if you heard us talking before, Jesse, but like there was people just getting fully loose, partying up in the hills, and we went on an off-road ride this past weekend. And I was thinking, okay, now I know why everybody bought toilet paper, because they're going to be hungover and have the shits the next day because they're out partying, not this fucking virus.
Oh yeah, beer shits will get you. But I went and spent the day at Ocotillo and drove around for a bit. It was pretty mellow, but like by the time we were leaving, tons of people rolling in their motorhomes, trailers, everything, and that was Saturday evening. And it started getting pretty packed, but could have been a breeding ground over there for the virus, so I was out.
I wonder. Yeah, so that means that California is not like on lockdown or whatever. Then
you're supposed to be, but nobody's really like. Not a lot of people are really buying into it. I mean, everybody I know still. I mean, not everybody, but most of the people that I know in the industry, they're still going to work every day, or they're working from home, except for some of the bigger corporations and stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of what I got too. Yeah, like Casey does some project management stuff, and he said he still has to manage all the guys out in the field and stuff. So, all right, man. Well, enough of the Corona. Enjoy yours over there, and tell us about the works races, dude. I got to come out and hang out with you, and dude, I think you were pissed off at the end of the day, but I think you did fucking awesome.
I was just pissed. Like, man, it's a lot of work getting to the races and going to them. Like, I spent so much time getting everything ready, and like everything takes me triple the amount of time as anybody else. So I was just like getting all my stuff together, everything ready, car ready, and the weekend, the race before that, I broke an axle off and the nut off, and then it blew my wheel off, ruined my caliper, radius rod, bunch of stuff, and my hub, inner hub. So then got new ones, brand new, and they're not cheap. New bearings, new everything on that side. And then this weekend I blew the wheel studs out.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was just bummed because like the first time I ever ran a radio too, because I've never ran them before. So I never really knew where I was, and I had Mike Emerson on the line with me, and I just had earbuds for a phone, but they didn't have a microphone for like a speaker or for talking into. So I was just hearing what he had to say, and he's like, "Oh, you're in the third now." And I started fourth row, so I was like, okay, I'm feeling pretty good. Like maybe I should back it down a little bit, to save the car, so I don't break it, because I'd be stuck with a third. I mean, my second pro race, and I haven't raced that much, so I mean, I'm like, sweet, that'll be a good start. And then my buddy Elliot broke, his razor broke, or his side by side broke in one of the lines, so I had to go around him, and it like kind of held me up for a little bit. Because like I wasn't sure like where to go, but they kind of funneled us off the track and then around him. And then he's like, "All right, you just flip back to fourth." So I was like, "All right, now I need to throw down a heater." So I started throwing down one heater, and then going up the hill, I just feel the whole car like slide over to the left, and I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me again. So I was just, I don't know. It was just like one of those things where I'm like, man, so much effort and it's just gone. Like that's one thing. I love the works races and everything about it, but like I think it'd be a lot cooler if maybe we ran like 2 40-minute motos instead of 55.
Yeah, that's a good point, because then you have a little bit more time to work and do that stuff. That's actually a good suggestion.
Yeah, or even a 35. The cars would all hold up a little longer, I think, to make the championship a little bit more competitive. As far as just like, there's some guys out there that kind of, it's smart. They kind of take like the Dungey route a little bit, and they kind of cruise. They're like, oh, I just cruise and I'll settle for fifth all year long, and then I'll throw down at a couple of ones where I know the cars will handle it a lot better. And I'm like, well, what's the like? No, I can't. That's
yeah. You're a moto dude. You just go wide open the whole time. That's actually a really good idea, because now that that was the first works race that I've ever been to. So, well, first of all, I want to say thank you for you and your family welcoming to the races. That was super cool. But
yeah, you helped me out a lot. My program's a little shoddy.
Dude, I think you're doing a fantastic job, man. You got some pretty good support mechanisms too there with your family and with all the people on board. So I'm happy to help you anytime I can. But your suggestion was like do like let's just say 2 30-minute motos just for ease of talk. I think that's actually pretty cool, because when we were watching, by the 20-minute or so mark, everybody was pretty much solid. Like, as long as you could last for the rest of the moto, that's where you were going to finish. Like, you weren't going to really make up a huge amount, like maybe even 20 minutes, like 2 20-minute motos or something, because you're pretty much done after the 20-minute mark. Like, you're not going anywhere unless people are just totally bailing out.
Yeah, exactly. And then it would also, like, for the longer races, like, we're going to drive all the way, well, I don't know about now, but we're going to drive all the way to Oregon. Well, some guys will live up there or that area, but for the SoCal guys and the guys in Arizona, or like, you know, the crew coming from Texas and those guys, like, they're going all that way for one moto.
Dude, yeah, that's crazy.
Good point.
Say they break on the first lap, like, they just wasted so much time, so much money, so much effort, and it's going to make people not want to do it as much, I feel like.
Yeah, or if they smoke their car in practice.
That's how I was. Yeah, or like that's kind of how I was, where I was like, dude, 2 weekends in a row, I drove far, I spent a bunch of money, like I made the effort, and I could put a ton of work into it, and car breaks, and that's it. Like, it would have been cool to have one more moto to do a little bit of redemption. I mean, we kind of hang out all day long for the pro class. It's at 3:00, and same with the turbo guys. I think it would be cool.
Yeah, it would. Well, maybe you should suggest that to the works guys. I know that they're doing pretty well in all the stuff that they have going on. Like, I know that they get a big turnout, so it might be kind of cool to have them hear suggestions like that, especially with the amount of people that actually do break down. Well, I thought you did. I thought you did awesome, dude. Like, I remember I told Casey when I came back from the races, like, when I was watching you, it was like watching a whole different type of driver watching you out there, because you were timing little braking bumps into corners, like rhythming through it, and you can see, like, you had given me some GoPro and I did some video of you, and you can see when you touch the throttle, which is on your steering wheel, like, you do it like a dirt bike, like, and you like jump over little tiny bumps and stuff. Like, the rhythm and the sense of driving skill that you have, dude, is like, I don't think very many people in the side-by-side world have seen that.
I like to think I have some skill. I tried my hardest. It's and I think sometimes too, a lot of guys will, which I've kind of been experimenting lately. Like, when it gets really rutted out, is when you come into some of those corners and people are so hard on the throttle into it and then brake and then throttle again, it upsets the chassis so much.
Dude,
that sometimes you kind of like, you almost need to find like that, like, sometimes I'll blip it a little bit here and there to make that like roll not as harsh, where it's not like so much brake, so much throttle. It's kind of like I don't know, kind of like centers the chassis a little bit. So it's, I don't know. The RS1 is definitely like a little bit more twitchy car, or a little hippie-ish, because I think it's the wheelbase of it too, or whatnot. Because like I could get in my Turbo S and I could go blast any corner like pretty hard and not have to really worry about it, because the stance of it and the wheelbase, everything's so good. It's just a different type of driving, which I never spend much time in that RS1 unless I'm racing, because I try to keep time off it, but I need I kind of want to take this thing to like a moto setup. I want to build a new RS1 to where it has 0 time on it. That way I can really keep track of it to where I could have, suspension components, motor, my throttle stuff, clutching, all that on timers and on a routine maintenance schedule. And then I could actually get some time in RS1 and kind of have it set up a little bit more like a moto style, like where practice race, like, which, I mean, it's a big push, and it's like definitely, I think that's what people probably should be doing, at least to get some more testing or time in, if they want to take it serious and make this, more competitive. And it's definitely already really competitive, don't get me wrong, but I want to take it to another level. And I'm not going out there for fun. Like, I enjoy it, yeah, but winning's funner.
Dude, 100%. Some of the guys in short course, like we did that a little bit in short course too, like practice and race bike kind of thing. So we had a little bit of that, but our race cars never got used unless we were at the track. Like, they were always taken apart and put all the way back together. Like, you said it takes you a long time. It would take me a long time to work on the cars too, but after every race, we would take the car down to almost chassis and put it all the way back together. Like, it was a fucking pain in the ass, man. It's so much work. Just like the guys on your Troy Lee team, when you were riding for them, like, they'd take the whole bike apart and put it all back together and clean everything. And that's the amount of work that I would try to do if I had enough time.
Yeah, I would love to. I mean, if I had some help, but my buddy Justin at Moto Whips, they make like custom motorcycles and rebuilds and all that, and he's starting to get into side by side thing a little bit. And he's like, I want to be the one in charge prepping this thing, like, because dude, he is so meticulous. He reminds me a lot of my old mechanic Jordan Troxel, and they would have every single bolt off of that motorcycle, like, not exaggerating. Every single thing, from the wiring harness to we get new motors every round, so that's a little bit different budget program. And I mean, can it be like that one day? Maybe. But I want to make a really big push for it, and I want to have like everything, spare motor on ready to go if we need it. Alternate those motors, and go through them, freshen them up, like. Where if we're going to go there and we're going to get fifth, at least we're going to finish.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty close to the program. That's pretty close to the program that we were running. Like, it was a pain in the ass, though. I tell you that. If you got that guy that can help out with that Moto Whips, man, I know those guys do fantastic stuff.
Oh yeah, and he's super into it. And he was looking at my car and kind of seeing everything, kind of eyeballing it like you were. He's like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, what is this? So I'm like, hey, it gets the job done for me, and I'm doing the best I can. But like, I think, and having an extra car set up, and there's a bunch of things that I could change to make my driving a lot better. I think, like we mentioned before, like a steering quickener. Like, Miller Brothers are like, how are you racing without a steering quickener? They're like, how? It seems impossible with the setup you have. And then a little bit different brake system.
I want to get you a little bit better, like a more secure cockpit, and like just get you a little bit more comfortable too. I think it'd be so awesome, man. I can't wait to see where your program goes.
Yeah, or like even being able to see out of the car. Like I took the pad out of my wheelchair just so I could see over some of those lips or like the hills I was coming up to, because I didn't have very good vision. If you look at some of the photos from the weekend, like I'll send you some, George, but like you can just see like the top of my head, like my visor, like barely peeking over. So like there's some things I definitely want to change and work on, and I think we'll have time with this, the whole Corona thing, COVID-19.
So is Blythe going to be good, or is it canceled?
I think it's canceled. I just got an email. I was looking at it right before I was like, I'm going to guess it is. I think everything's going to be on hold right now. But yeah, there's a lot of things I think I could do and try to get a run out this thing and just see what I can do. That'd be cool.
All right.
Sounds like you need some phone books, Jess.
All right. Well, before we hang up, we got Shelby Anderson calling in just a second here, so I got to let you go. But I definitely want to take we call it the donkey, but I want to take my seat pad, my custom seat pad that's got like leg supports and stuff in it. So next works race that I come visit you, I'll bring it and you can try it out, dude. It's like game changer style.
Yeah, I need to start getting into some of that stuff and getting everything set up perfectly. It's just finding the dudes that know how to do it and who are available to do it and can get it done. Like, it's been kind of a struggle.
Well, I'm telling you right now, dude, even though you're learning, you're getting your feet wet in this whole side-by-side racing thing, you're doing awesome, man. You're so far ahead of what most people are, and your skill set is, once the mechanical portion of it and the car catches up to you, dude, it's going to be pretty hard to stop you. So keep up the good work.
I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
All right.
And, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, you got it, man. Enjoy your
We're
Corona.
going back to quarantine. I'll see you.
See ya.
Later.
Later.
Jessy Nelson.
Dude, well, thanks, Jesse, for calling in, man. That was pretty cool. It's good to hear his perspective, though, too, because like we were talking about just a second ago with all this Corona shit, like, my perspective is not right. And so, like, the perspective that he has is pretty awesome. And seeing it from, like, an outsider's point of view where he can tell us what's going on and we can still figure out, like, how to help him is pretty badass, man. And I swear, like, you're really good in seeing people and they're meticulous, like, the way they want to be, and, like, having, like, these really good aspirations of being better and throttle control and all these things. If you had watched him and watched the other guys, you would have been like, how is this dude not winning every race because of how good he is at controlling the car?
Yeah, he's definitely going to bring a whole nother level. Not that everybody already doing it isn't awesome, but it's just a whole different mindset.
Yeah, it's totally different.
So a different look at it, which is going to change things.
Dude, fully. All right, well, it looks like we got Shelby Anderson on the line. What's up, Shelby? Crap, I think I got to switch the audio again. Hold on. All right, what's up, Shelby? How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
We are doing awesome. Well, it was super cool to meet you. We just got done talking with Jessy Nelson about the Works races, and it was super cool to finally meet you in person and talk with you at the Works races, too. I feel like I have a whole new family.
No, yeah, for sure. That's how the Works races end up being. You just meet everybody, and everybody's so alike. So we all just kind of mesh together and become a family, for sure.
Do you do that whole series? Are you still there, Shelby?
Oh, yep, I'm here.
Do you do that whole series?
Yes, I do the whole series, and haven't had the best luck this past year, so we're hoping to change some things and kind of grow with it to move up to the turbo class next year. So see what happens. I have a good feeling about my car, so we're getting there. With all this coronavirus stuff, I've got plenty of time to pull it together, so should be coming in swinging.
Yeah, all this Corona stuff. Jesse was drinking a Corona right now too. That was pretty awesome. Well, thank you very much for calling us and chiming in. I want to have you on the show one of these days, so maybe we can schedule you maybe late April, early May. That'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, thanks for having me. For sure, I'd be down to do it. Obviously, I love what you do, and it's awesome to see how strong you are and how you've grown throughout everything you've been through. And I know you're an inspiration to a bunch of people. So to have me on your show would be awesome too, for sure.
Dang, I appreciate that. Those are some awesome words. But we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about your buddy, James Jaramillo, who is an inspiration to myself, Casey, who's sitting here next to me in the studio, and a whole bunch of people. So how did you end up meeting James?
So it's actually a great story how we met James. We had a mutual friend. His name is Larry Jobe. Used to race Lucas, actually, and all that kind of stuff back in the day. And we ended up, actually, we were at Havasu is when I met him. And Larry called up my dad and said, hey, I have a friend of mine that's coming out to the race, and he needs some help. He's going out by himself, and do you mind if he pits with you? And my dad, of course, says, yeah, for sure. Just tell him where we're at and give him my number and have him call me when he gets there. So James calls my dad, says he's here. My dad said, okay, we're at the Walker trailer. I'm walking out right now to get you. And so James drives in, and my dad goes, is that a wheelchair in the back of his truck? I was like,
oh, dang.
Yeah. We had no idea that James was paralyzed at all. And so we're like, oh, he's in a wheelchair. And then he rolled up and he had his hand controls on his truck. And we're like, what? Who is this guy? Where did he come from? How is this guy racing right now?
That's
and we
awesome.
saw the chair. He had the crane lift his chair out, and He's like, yeah, can you drive my car out? I met the guy for like 3 seconds. He goes, yeah, can you back my car out? I get his car, and I'm like, how does this thing work? It is insane. If anybody on the show has a chance to look at the inside of his car or go to his page and look at the inside of his car, it's insane how James does what he does with what he has.
Dude,
insane,
it really is.
but
I was even
also,
telling Casey some of the stuff that like James has showed me, and I'll save it for later. But when I saw it, I was the same as you, and I went through the setup like being a paralyzed guy myself. I went through and like customized my own thing, and when I saw his, I was like, dude, like mine is nothing like compared to how awesome he is.
oh, it makes you feel like a complete sis when you see what James is doing.
Dude,
100% makes you feel like a sis because you're like, what? This guy's doing this with what he has? And James will get more into his story, so I won't ruin it for the viewers, but it's insane when you hear his story and what he has to work with, and he does it, and he does a great job at it. So ever since Havasu, about 4 or 5 years ago now, we've been really close. We've tried to support James as much as we can, get him going and giving him some driving tips and some race car prep tips, and he's been doing awesome. It's awesome to see how far he's come, and just everybody he has behind him, I know he can't do it without him. So we're lucky to have James in our life, so absolutely.
I know. Like every time I talk to him, and I was telling Casey about this too, like I get so pumped up. Like I went into his pits like I think once or twice in 2018, and I went over there and I was like, dude, I really, really need to do better today because otherwise he's gonna get out there, he's gonna wax me, he's gonna make me feel like crap. Like he's just like such a good dude, and you like walk out of his pits and you just want to be like the best racer possible. It's so sweet.
Oh yeah, he motivates everyone I believe he comes in contact with. And then it's funny because now people are starting to complain about how his controls are, that he has an advantage. So I'm like, dude, I know you said this on your show with Justin. I'm like, dude, what kind of advantage do you think you have? You can use both of your legs.
Yeah, totally.
Is there any advantage here?
What a compliment to him, though, right? What a compliment. Because like I said before, racers are racers. They're always going to complain about everything. So that's good, right? He's doing the right thing.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's exactly like you said in your show with Justin. Like it should be a huge compliment more than anything because these guys are actually worried about you and with what you're working with, you're scaring them. So
I wish we could like catch it on video, like when people come up like and say that or whatever. Like, and even like I would when I got protested by I won't name their names, but at the Lucas series for having a hand clutch and stuff like that, and I was sitting there like to myself, I was like, well, if I could only have this on YouTube to show what a pussy this person is for calling me out like that, this would be the most amazing thing.
Reality TV.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, I love that.
That's just kind of a racer thing. Never, at least you know you're being treated just like another racer would.
Exactly.
There's no differences there. A racer's a racer. That's what I think we've always tried to like say and do and kind of show is that it doesn't matter like how you are outside of the car. It applies to like girls. It applies to all you guys that like in chairs. It doesn't matter. As soon as you put a helmet on, everybody's the same and everybody's treated the same. And that's almost what a cool part about it is that whatever about you or who you are doesn't define you as soon as you put a helmet on.
Totally. Dude, that's a crazy thing to say. Like,
that's awesome.
Yeah, that really makes a big difference. That actually means a lot to me that you just said that too, because that's kind of the way I felt when I was in the race car too. And even when I would battle against James too, I was like, man, this is so cool. Like, I would be happy pulling off the track right now after him and I just went through these couple corners right next to each other.
Right. It's just, that's what I think is the best thing about this sport is, yeah, you might have the people that go and protest and complain, but at least you're being treated just like everyone else is.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any funny stories about James?
Oh, funny stories about James. We have so many stories.
Does he like anything like tacos or anything?
So we actually have this place in Riverside, and it is called Anchos. And you can ask James about Anchos, and I guarantee you he will just say, oh, yeah, that place is just awesome. And that's just our Mexican place in Riverside. And every time he's out here, we go to it, and it's the best. It's the best Mexican place that anybody's ever been. Best homemade tortillas. It's awesome.
Dude, okay.
So we always, that's like our
tradition.
All right, next time, because I was just in Temecula like a month ago. Next time I come, we're definitely doing anchos for sure. We'll have a whole party and we'll all go.
Yes, tell me next time you are out here, and we will go. My family, us, everyone is always down for anchos. You bring it up. We've actually brought Justin and his dad there. Everybody knows anchos out here. So
Dude, now I'm
anytime
all pumped up.
you're out here.
Good.
Dude, hopefully this Corona just like bypasses real quick so that I can come out there and we'll just have a show. We'll have the live Shelby Anderson show at Ancho's. That'd be so cool.
The whole Anderson family will show up if you announce that. So maybe we need to keep it quiet.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I appreciate you calling in, and thank you very much for the kind words of James too, and obviously thank you for giving me some kind words too.
Can we throw a question at Shelby real quick?
Yeah, do it.
So we got as the racer and the expert as well. We have a question about side-by-side races. Are there a lot of different tires that get used at a race, a single race? I think that's what he's asking.
Came from Rory Biter,
Yep.
I think you pronounce his name.
Yep, Rory.
Like company-wise, or just one, like
No,
on a one race car? Do you think?
I think what he means is like, okay, so somebody who's looking from the outside in of the racing, I think he's asking, okay, if we go to the race, how many sets of tires do I have to have? Do I need like a whole trailer full, or am I good with a couple sets?
Oh,
or,
and maybe
I think
different ones
that's
to
what he
choose
means.
from.
Yeah.
I don't know. Shelby
okay, I
probably
see.
does it different, but I think most of the time you can get away with like just having one set.
Okay.
Yeah, and it really depends. Like, there's some races, obviously, like Havasu, where you get destroyed. Like, your wheels will break just from, not from the manufacturer, but just from rocks. The rocks
Right.
are so insane
Sure.
that at times I run tire blocks, which are an amazing invention, in my opinion, because tires can take so much. And my tires, I run tensors, and they can take a serious beating, but it's also just a reassurance knowing that you can't run the tire flat. You can keep running no matter what.
Is it like
And
a
so
bib?
I run tire blocks in mine.
It's like a
Yeah,
piece of
exactly.
foam kind of in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we have that on the mountain bikes, and then way back in the day, there was always those moose bibs. Remember, for the motorcycles?
I don't
Sounds
know
like
what
it's the
that
same.
is.
It's like if I'm not speaking out of turn here, I think it's like if it's foam, it's like a dense, super dense kind of hard foam. So if it runs all the way down, you're still not smashing the rim against the rock.
Is that what it is, Shelby?
Yes. So it's like a really stiff foam, just like you said, and they're literal blocks that go around the wheel inside of the tire. And so when it runs flat, it does, like if you go and feel the tire, it doesn't feel flat. So it runs on those hard blocks, so it doesn't act like you have a flat at all. And
Right,
if
that's
something
awesome.
punctures, let's say something punctures a sidewall, it'll stick out and hold air so it doesn't let the blocks fly out and everything. So
Dude,
it just plugs them basically.
Sounds-
That
But
for real is like the best invention
That
ever.
sounds awesome.
He chimed in and said he's wondering more about tread patterns.
tread patterns. What's an amazing thing about different tracks is tire groovers.
Yeah.
And so I've learned to have that a lot. I know I run tensors, and I'm a huge fan of tensors. They're more of like a truck tire pattern. They don't have really deep knobbies, but GBCs, Dirt Commanders, they're almost like dirt bike tires. So they have a really thick knobby.
So are you just?
And I know a
cutting them?
majority of racers run that now. And yeah, I'll groove some tires I'll see what the car's doing. Like at Havasu, I had to add some tread just because I wanted it to turn better because of the sand
Right.
or something like that. But typically I run the same all around, and I just try and adapt to what I'm working with. And if I feel like I can make a good change, I try and groove the tires. But it's all driver preference and then the track also. So if he wants to message me or DM me if he has questions about specific places, I'll for sure help him out. But
Yeah, that's cool. So, Rory, you can always hit up Shelby Anderson. She's definitely willing to help you out. But I think the main thing that I'm getting from what she's saying is that she's really obviously in tune with the vehicle, that she can be able to use a tire groover, which they're super cheap. You can get them for under $100, and you can groove any tire that you want. But I think she's probably going to stick with her main tire that she usually uses. It's probably 8 or 10 ply, and that's just for making sure that you don't have punctures. Or she obviously uses the foam on the inside tire blocks and stuff like that. So once you find a pretty good tire, I think you can kind of fine tune it from there. But she can always help you out, bud.
Awesome.
yeah, depending on the terrain, I've tried a few different sets of tires, and I'm a big fan of the tensors. That's I moved this year to them, and I'm a huge fan. I feel like they work in a lot of different terrains, but it's been different because I always ran GBCs before. So it's a big change, but I'm a huge fan of the Tensors, and I run a 30 by 15 right now of that tire, and it's been awesome.
Yeah, I guess that brings up another point too, is you probably run the 30 so you have a little bit more clearance, but you can keep the suspension just a little bit lower so that you can have a little bit better handling. So the bigger tire might help a little bit too.
Right. It helps get over stuff, and I can still have my car low, but I can have the clearance where I need it so the car doesn't want to lean over.
Dude, so
awesome.
And Shelby actually has a lot of experience because she kicked my ass at the UTV World Championships. What was it, 2 years ago, and she won it.
Awesome. Well, you can tell by the way she's talking about it. There's passion in her voice. She knows what she's talking about.
Dude,
pretty awesome.
So I have this this memory of you. Yeah, thanks, Shelby, for giving the info to Rory. But I have this memory of you. So I think I ended up like somewhere. I started third row or something that year that you won, 2 or 3 years ago, whenever it was, and I had ended up catching up to, I think, right around maybe the top 5 or top 3. And then I tipped over on the infield, and my race was toast. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I'm just going to finish it out. And I thought I was maybe going to finish in the top 20 or top 10 or something. And then I'm like 3/4 of the way done with the last lap. And I see you coming in my rearview mirror, and I'm like, damn it. Like, she's going to get me. Like, so, and I'm in the Yamaha, so clearly I can't go that fast through the whoops. And you're just pinned through that big, like, commandment section or whatever it's called. And you caught me just in that section. Ground. Yeah, you caught me just in that section so quick. I was like, dude, I'm toast. I'm just going to let her go, man. She's going to waste me.
Nice.
That's the awesome thing about the Razors. Like, the Yamahas are a whole different animal with the shifting, but the Razors always have that clearance. And so you can just I always am like, how are these guys driving Yamahas? Even in works, I'm like, how are these guys doing this in works? It would be so hard. And the Razor, obviously my family's always been associated, and I've been factory for about 3 years now, but I'm just so attached, and like the cars are so awesome.
Well, don't sell yourself short either. You're a kick-ass driver. So, all right, we're going to call James in just a little bit here, so we'll let you go, Shelby. But I definitely want to get you on the show in the next month or so here, so we look forward to talking to you again.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks for having me on.
Have a good night. Stay safe.
Thanks, Shelby. See ya.
You too.
Bye. Man, that was cool to talk to her.
Definitely.
I'm still a little bit mad that she wasted me at the UTV World Championship, but it was cool to see, though. Like,
I could picture it. In fact, when you were saying it, looking in the mirror, I was picturing the Jaws music. Like,
she's gonna get me. But it was cool, though, because, like, I would rather have it be her than somebody else, too. You know what I mean? Like, it was some dude that was, like, trying to take everybody out and move to the front like a boss. Like, but she was just motoring away, man. She did awesome. So, and congratulations. Business. Yeah, exactly. And congratulations to her for winning that thing. So, did you get any comments on your watch party? I got a couple, and one of them said, James Hill, yeah, well, Jesse, what's up? And then Robbie Hornsby said, yeah, steering quickeners are a must in any type of UTV racing. So I definitely agree with Robbie. Like, it depends, though. Like, desert racing, you don't want a steering quickener.
Right.
Yeah. Because
stuff just happened too fast.
Or
it's happening.
You get head shake. Like,
okay.
Because it's too easy.
Gotcha.
So you want it to be a little bit slower, right? So when it's slow.
Like a stabilizer almost.
Kind of, yeah. Well, and you can move your hand, and it slowly lets it come back. Instead if you have a steering quickener, it'll get out of the way, get out real quick. And steering quickeners actually make it more difficult to turn because the ratio becomes increased. So you got to be like Popeye to be able to turn those bad boys. Right. But James probably has a better setup than what we're talking about too. So you got any comments, or you're good to go?
Nope. Everybody's saying, hey.
Hey, everybody. So let's get some people commenting in. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to be right back with our guest, James Jaramillo. We'll see you guys in a second. Zollinger Racing builds the best aftermarket products available. Products for your UTV or snowmobile, including billet radius rods, billet tie rods, billet steering knuckles, billet steering racks, alternator kits, and much more. All manufactured